What's up, Hyruleans? It's your boy GM, and I have just finished the newest DLC for Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild called Champion's Ballad. And before I start this review, let me just remind you that this channel will be fully operational coming January 2018. So in the meantime, please subscribe to it. And I'm going to do monthly giveaways. It's going to be fun. I'm doing also manga chapter reviews of One Piece, Yu Holder, reviews of Dragon Ball Super, and I talk about a lot of interesting topics. All right, I talk about interesting topics. Damn big ass lips. It's okay. I love you guys. All right, the review. I'm gonna try to cover as much as possible about this DLC in a general way. And of course, I invite you guys to discuss about this wonderful game entirely in the comment section because I would love to do that. Seriously, I really would love to do that. I would stay up late until 5 a.m. talk about this. Even though I have work tomorrow morning, it doesn't matter. You guys are the best. I really enjoyed the part with the one-hit obliterator where you had to survive with a quarter of a heart against many enemies. You could still use your arrows and bombs, but having that much enemies running after you, trying to kill you, knowing that you could get done by with one hit, it was very dramatic. It was really sensational to experience. My only regret about this weapon is the fact that we couldn't use it in the actual game. I wish we could. I would want this weapon to be non-effective against bosses and perhaps some adversaries in the game, but I wish you could have used that, even though it would have put us in danger at the same time inside the game, considering that we would be roaming around, unable to heal, and with a quarter energy left. It would have been a great challenge to experience the actual game with the one-hit obliterator. I mean, imagine doing the entire game with the one-hit obliterator. That would be nearly impossible. Nonetheless, I am pretty sure that the completionist, the guy that goes with the name That One Video Gamer, like this guy, he's an expert when it comes to completing video games. He would be able to pull it off. I am pretty sure of that. Conquering the 12 shrines after the one-hit obliterator shatters in 4 pieces, that was very challenging as well. But nonetheless, we went through 128 shrines in the game. I am not gonna say that these 12 shrines were easy to solve, but we were used to it. We were used to the mechanics and the logic beyond those puzzles. Therefore, when I went through these puzzles, even though they had their level of difficulty that I met, I never stayed stuck on one of them. I just analyzed, looked around, used all the tools that I had in my disposal, and bam, mission accomplished. But needless to say, I have to admit, the toughest shrines in the game entirely, they were there in this DLC. They really had some messed up stuff to look around, to trying to figure it out. So I have to say props on those shrines because they had a lot of challenges in them. One thing that I loved about those shrines is how to find their locations. You really had to be focused on the maps, and well, you could have asked people around in the game for their location of these hidden shrines. But I have to say, thank God I did not fail geography when I was in high school. So what I did on my part is took a picture of the ints that were on the pillars and just compare them to the map. And that is exactly how I found them. After 3 shrines, we had to defeat the same monsters that were occupying the Divine Beast. But after that, the memories we had from the champions, those were very priceless. And I feel that these memories explored these champions individually and on a personal perspective. Urbosa was such a powerful and strong figure when we saw her in that flashback. But when she acts casual around Zelda after their meeting, it is even more beautiful. It shows so much layers of her beauty. But my God, when she is engaging the Yiga clan soldiers, wow, she is a straight up badass. Among the 4 champions, look, Urbosa is definitely my favorite. I don't think it is exaggerated when I say that Mifa is probably the one with the biggest heart. She is so caring, so passionate towards others, and seeing that flashback, it just proves that because look, the love that she displays towards the people she care about, it is unbelievable. And even from that moment, we saw how powerful her feelings for Link were. But let's just agree on one thing. Baby Sidon is so freaking adorable. How can you stay unaffected when you see this giggling face? The memory with Daruk was very cool as well. I loved how he chased those monsters away from his territory. But him being scared of dogs, I did not see that coming. Not by a long shot. But it was funny. I really enjoyed that, and I saw that as a little element of comedy relief. So I think it was pretty cool to include that in his past. And finally, Ravalli, the ever eternal cocky bastard that he is. Yes, I said it. He is. You know that I'm right about that. The guy always had a big ego, as big as a mountain, and he was always trying to outrank Link for no reason, to be honest, because it's not as if Link ever challenged them into something. He was always seeking to be number one, and I love that in this flashback we saw some efforts he did to become that number one that he thinks he is. He always pushed himself to the limit, as we've seen in his training session. So I really love that moment in this flashback. But he is still a cocky bastard. The last dungeon, that is Underground, the Shrine of Resurrection, was very cool. Very elaborate. I really loved it. Although I have to say its level of difficulty, it wasn't as high as I expected. I think that some Divine Beast quests were tougher than that. I'm not saying that it was incredibly easy. It was tough, but I know that one of the Divine Beast quests was tougher than that. When I arrived at the end of the dungeon where Scotia, the monk, is seated, I was almost disappointed because I was like, okay, so that's it. We're just gonna get a whatever blessing whatsoever. Hey, you did it. Congratulations, go save Hyrule, and that's it. I almost thought it was going to go like that. But when I saw the monk getting up, I was like, okay, okay, shit is about to go down in this place. And facing Mascotia was not only entertaining and difficult to do, but also it was very original-like because he was the kind of boss that had a original style. It wasn't like, yes, there was a pattern to follow, but it had its difficulties. Like, while fighting this monk, I felt like I was fighting the Hokage from Naruto. So it was a really cool battle, and I really loved this boss. And you know, seriously, this boss was excellently well made. So after defeating Mascotia, the Master Cycle, I'm not gonna lie, I expected to have mastered a Divine Beast like the other champions, like a huge Divine Beast, but I got stuck with a motorcycle. At first, I was like, okay, it's a motorcycle. Let's give it a try. You know, I expected bigger, but you know, okay, let's do this. And then I can guarantee you, riding this thing is not only just beautiful, but seriously, do try facing a guardian while riding this motorcycle. It is the best feeling ever. The last memory was not only mesmerizing, but at the same time, I feel like this is the last memory that brought all the other memories into full circle. We got the king doing the announcement of the champions and all that, but it's at the end when they decide to take the picture together, and you got Daruk bring them all together at the last second, and you have a silly picture and all that. Seriously, this was such a heartwarming moment in their history. So I think that this moment alone, it was everything for them. It was the chemistry, their ups and downs. It reflected everything in this picture. Regarding the quest, the challenges, the difficulties, and all that, this DLC met the expectations. But the true question is, was it enough? Unfortunately, no, it wasn't. Don't get me wrong, I really enjoyed this DLC, but I expected a part of it to be storyline based, not just on memories from the past, but something like Link and Zelda working on reestablishing the former glory of Hyrule, or them together facing a new threat, something like that. Something that would happen after the defeat of Ganon. And the good thing about such a game like Breath of the Wild, the possibilities are endless. More DLC can be made, but for such a masterpiece like this game, Nintendo isn't the type of company that is just gonna milk dry a game until there's nothing left to be done with. They just wanna make sure that this tells a beautiful story and be done with it, and just bow down and say thank you, see you next time. And I am pretty sure that I am not the only one who was expecting something post Ganon. And with DLCs, sky is the limit. Anything is possible. But for such a beautiful game as Breath of the Wild, you don't want to mess it up. And it will take a buttload of years for Nintendo to make another Zelda game. Maybe Nintendo will make another DLC. Maybe not. The ball is in their court. They can do whatever they want. But I do hope that they at least explore the possibilities to new ends, to new avenues they can explore, not just going to the past, but also going to the future after the defeat of Ganon. Overall, if I have to say just one sentence about this DLC, not only it gives us some rich dialogue and wonderful perspective on the personal lives of the champions and Princess Zelda as well, but it drops a curtain on an era of misery and struggle and darkness. It opens the door to light, hope, future, and prosperity. I really love how this DLC concluded the story of Breath of the Wild. It's just that it left me on my hunger for more. I want to see more of this universe. But, like I said, it's up to Nintendo, not to me. Because if it was me, oh my god, the things I would do. And speaking of the things that I would do, when I first finished Breath of the Wild, I was so inspired by the story that I wrote a fan fiction. Yes, I wrote a fan fiction with Link and Zelda, and put your pants back up, there's no sex in it, so no. The story that I wrote happens 1 year after they defeated Ganon, and if you are interested into reading such stories, look, the link is in the description. Check it out, and please leave your comments. And surprisingly, look, I don't want to brag, but everyone who read it so far loved it, and a lot of people. And I was surprised that my fan fiction got so much attention, and people have been telling me that it's incredible, it's great. Nintendo should buy your idea and do something like that as well. So I feel honored that my story was loved by Zelda fans. So that's pretty much it for this for my review on the Champions Ballad DLC. Tell me your thoughts about this DLC. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Let's all talk about it. Do you think that Nintendo will do another DLC? I hope so. But what are your thoughts about that? What are your thoughts about the future of the franchise as well? Because it's really difficult to top this game. It is. So comment, rate, subscribe, and thank you for watching this video. And I'll catch you guys later when this channel will be fully operational in January 2018. So in the meantime, please do me a favor for your homeboy. Take care of yourselves and happy holidays. See ya.